Hello everyone, it's Relic here, and we are back on the FTOG server, playing some more Avant 3, and yeah, I've been a little bit busy since the end of the last episode, mainly just trying to do some of the kind of improvements that I didn't really want to do on camera, and there's loads more to do, but first of all, I spent some time just getting a little bit of rubber band in there, just getting sort of some of these paths and that done. So, and the walls, got some stairs in there. Obviously, this needs to go all the way down to the riverbed, but I just haven't had time to do it all. And I'm intending to do something similar this side as well. I'm not sure yet. I don't really want it just to be one straight line. I kind of wanted to break it up a little bit, but yeah, I'm not sure whether or not that will actually end up being the case. But yeah, so there's got some stairs this side as well. So that is pretty much what I've been doing outside. In fact, I'm not going to fly around. I'm just going to walk for now. And a lot of the stuff that I've been doing for this episode has, in between episodes, sorry, has been inside. So yeah, I've put some signs here just so if anybody comes along from the server and looks at the base, wants to find anything, I've kind of signposted everything. So we've got processing down here, just our sort of main processing, and then down here obviously we've got our blood magic, if I can get down there. And yeah, so we've got that. Nothing's changed down there other than I've just done this little area here just in an attempt to make it look nicer, and I've put some glass in here as well. And yeah, as the sign says, we've got a new area, and from the name, you can probably guess what I really want to do in this episode. And I want to get back into a little bit more of the environmental tech, namely the two void miners, the void ore miner and the void resource miner. So I've set up a little bit of an area for that, nothing special. I've just used some of the flat colored blocks around the edge, and it's all around the edge inside as well. And then just some of the polished stone from Quark, because I really liked that. Some chisel blocks on the floor. And obviously there's the obligatory bit of chisel and bits around the doorway. And I've used some of these Melissus doors. Now, I used one of those in the house, that sort of like shoji type door. Can't even speak now. And yeah, I really liked it, but I really like this one. You can link this up with a button or a pressure plate, whatever. But yeah, you can also just press it. And there's no sound, which is a little bit of a shame. But yeah, I really like that because this is meant to be kind of like a little bit of a high-tech area. And yeah, pretty good to have that in there. So yeah, the design's carried all the way around. And I just really quite like this area. It looks quite industrial. And it's deep underground, which it needs to be really. Well, it doesn't need to be, but it's helpful for the ore miners. So I've got the two areas set up already. And this room is high enough so that we can eventually incorporate right up to the tier 4 structures. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, we'll go into that in a minute. But yeah, I've used some more of the sneaky torches in the floor, just so that we don't have just normal Minecraft torches all about the place. And then obviously use some of this hazard or sort of caution block, just to say, give it a little bit of a feel that something dangerous is going on. So what we first of all are going to do then is just have a quick look, and I'll just show you what it is that we are doing. And if we go into the digital guide, you can see you've got the two items here, the Void Ore Miner and the Void Resource Miner. Very, very similar in setup and all of their common requirements, and that in that it's a multi-block and the must be able to see through to bedrock. You can put modifiers on, and even the energy cost and the block lists are very, very similar. And in terms of the actual machines themselves, they're going to take, we're not going to do the tier 1, we're going to do the tier 2. And as I say, over time, I'm going to get these upgraded to tier 4 as well. And I say as well, we will get them upgraded to tier 4. So They require 32 of the tier 2 structure blocks, 16 machine bases, 4 modifier cores, 3 laser cores, and a clear lens or any color variant. Now, that's fine. We're going to use a clear lens for the void ore miner, but for the resource miner, we're going to use a white lens because, and I'm fairly sure already, I apologize for this, I'm probably going to pronounce it incorrectly. But in order to move the solar array up to the next level, which is partly what I want to do, we need a material called mica. I think it's pronounced. It could be mica. I'm not sure. Somebody correct me on that. But we're going to need some of that. That comes from the resource miner. And I believe, at least from the little bit of that I've read, that the white coloured lens is the preferred colour for that. And yeah, he's going to increase our chances of getting some of that. So the actual blocks themselves. Now, I have actually, in between episodes, set up a new handy bag as well. So I've got, if I can just actually get into it, I've got one handy bag which has pretty much just got all of my junk in it as I dump stuff down and I don't bother filing it again properly. And then I've got another bag here which is pretty much, I've already got some junk in there. Let's take that out straight away. But it's pretty much dedicated just to chiseling bits. So, because my chiseling bits will start to take over my entire handy bag. And I probably should bin a lot of this stuff or try to reclaim it somehow. But, you know, sort of in the process of pushing forward, I quite often forget to do stuff like this. And I always keep it just in case. I just think, well, you know, I might need some of this stuff. So, yeah, so I've got a new handy bag. And it wasn't particularly difficult to set up another one. We needed a fair bit of material to do it, but yeah, it's cool. We've got that now. The only thing, very, very disappointingly, was I had hoped that I'd be able to take one of the handy bags and put it inside the other handy bag, but yeah, it appears that they can't be put inside one another, so they can't be nested. And also be very, very careful if you're doing this on your own servers, or if you're, I don't know, it might affect single player worlds as well, but I did think, right, I'll just stick it into my storage system, into my RF storage system. And unfortunately, it crashed my client immediately that I tried to take it back out again through the scanner. Now, I was able to go and get it back from actually going and finding the actual storage module that it was in. But yeah, just be careful of that. I wouldn't want you to lose any stuff. And obviously, these bags do hold, depending on what memory card you've got in here, can hold pretty much your entire inventory if you wanted them to do. And you definitely don't want to be losing all your stuff if you can help it. As I said, I've got a lot of the stuff already prepared, and I've just got to find the, because they're the same colour, I'm going to be forever doing that now. I've just got to find the actual one that it's in. So we'll actually put that handy bag up there off of the hotbar, and we know that we're dealing with that one. So let's just get into the right one. So we got the 64 tier 2 structure blocks that we needed, 32 machine bases, and the 8 modifier cores. And obviously that's enough for both of the machines. And what I haven't made the lasers yet. I thought we'd do that together. And obviously I haven't made the control units themselves. And there's one more item that I haven't made. And I can't think of what it's called. It's like called an activator or something like that. Let's just put that in and see if it's called that. But it's the item. I didn't know when I built the solar array, but there is actually, if we just go in this way actually, there is an item that you can make that you literally, as long as you've got all the stuff in your inventory, you can just tap the controller, give it a right click or hold, in fact, no, it's not a right click. You hold the right mouse key down and it will make the structure for you. So you haven't got to worry about remembering where all the bits go. So if we just type in environmental tech, and there's only 2 pages of it, so this can't be, it's this one. It's called the assembler. So in order to make the assembler, yeah, that's pretty easy. Just some obsidian and another of the tier 2 structure blocks. So let's quickly get that together. So we want one of those, and we also want one of the tier 2 blocks, like so. So there's our tier 2 block, and then we can just pop that together. Hopefully we've got the obsidian, still we have. courtesy of, there we go, just a little bit of lag there, but yeah, so we got that. That's all ready for us for when we've made the remaining bits. And yeah, just to remind us, each one of these is going to require 2 laser cores. In fact, no, we want the tier 2, 3 laser cores, and then a laser lens. So we're going to need 6 laser cores altogether. And I am just going to double check before we go any further that is the same for both of them. Yeah, so we need 6 laser cores, and we'll make those, and then the laser lenses. So let's have a look and see what we need for the laser cores. And I probably could have just made that a little bit easier. So there we go. So the laser cores is going to be made that way. So we need 6 of those. And we just grab 8 because no doubt we'll need the rest at some future point in time. And then if we type in lens as well, so we want a clear lens, and lenses are fairly easy to make. We haven't got enough of the clear glass, which is pretty easy to make. That's just some enriched sand. And that is just, in fact, if I just remind myself of what enriched sand is really quickly. Enriched sand, yeah, is just the nether quartz and some sand. So hopefully I can make a few of those. Now I am going to have to pop back upstairs and pop that into the alloy smelter. So I'll be back when I've done that. Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of the glass now, a few minutes later, and we should just be able to go back in and make the lenses that we need. Now, I've got a feeling that we might need, let's go in through the RF tools. I've got a feeling that we might need some more of these for the controllers, if I remember rightly, but it's fine. We'll just stick with what we've got here at the moment. So we're going to need a couple of those. In fact, let's just make 4 of those and just wait for those to appear in the inventory. And then we want to make 1 of those, and we want to make 1 of the white ones as well. And let's just turn the one that we'd already got into a white one. So let's just make another 1 of those as well. So there you go. We've got a clear one, and we've also got a white one. Now for the actual controllers, let's if we just put in void, and yeah, they're all down here. So we want the tier 2 controllers for both of them. Now this is where it gets tricky because obviously, again, these are tiered. So for tier 2, you're going to need a load of the tier 1 stuff. And straight away, I can see that we need a lens and a core for that. So we're going to need another two clear lenses and another 2 laser cores. But for each of these, we're going to need 3 of the respective tier 1 controllers. So for the void ore miner, it's quite expensive, but I mean, what we're going to get back from this is going to far outweigh the cost of setting it up. But we are going to need 4 blocks of gold for each of those. So 12 blocks of gold in total, as I say, very expensive. We are going to need some nether quartz ore, some diamond ore, and some iron ore. Now, I know we've got a load of iron ore already, but we haven't got any of the nether quartz or the diamond ore. I don't think we have anyway. Let's just have a quick double check. And if not, it's pretty easy, I think, just to make that stuff. Yeah, we haven't got any of it. So if we just go back into that, choose the tier 1 and choose this. As you can see, just a bit of stone with some of the essence around. So we are going to need 1, 2, 3 of those. And we're going to need also to grab 3 of the nether quartz ores. So let's just grab 1, 2. In fact, I've grabbed 6 of those now, but yeah, never mind. Let's just put some of this stuff away that we don't actually need out right now. And that's going to include all the sand that we've got out. And yeah, so that should be enough. Let's just see if we can make 1 of those. In fact, there's 1. Come on, hurry up. And yeah, so in order to do the rest of that, we are going to need some more clear lenses and some more blocks of gold. I've got to admit, I thought I'd made the blocks of gold already, but yeah, that's absolutely fine. So can we make a stack of those? Just for now, we can always turn them back later on. And we are also going to need to grab a load more of the clear lenses. So let's just grab, say, 8 of those. And we'll also grab 8 of the clear lenses. Okay, so we've only been able to grab 4 of those. We might have to go and make some more of the clear glass again. It's going to be quite heavy on clear glass, actually. And then for, yeah, so that should... Let's stay on track. So we should be able to make another 2 of those now. So 1, 2, and then for the tier 2 control. So we're going to need blocks of diamond, which I don't think we've got those together yet. We haven't. So let's just grab some of those. So we want 4 blocks of diamond. And yeah, so that should now, fingers crossed, is enough. Right, there we go. So there is our void ore miner controller type 2 or tier 2. So we've got a clear lens, we've got all the rest of the bits and pieces. Now we're going to have to grab those out of the bag, so let's grab those now. And we've got enough of those, and I think it was only 1 lens that we needed. Let's just make sure that I'm doing this the right way round. Yeah, it was laser cores on one of the clear lenses. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this up right up at the ceiling side, and I think I'm going to have the there's no real preference, but I think I'm going to have these at the top level. But actually, before we do that, let's get the holes dug out, because they need to go all the way down to bedrock. Now, in order to do that, I am going to use the builder. So we'll just grab out our card, shift right click, and now we can set the first corner here. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to dig by hand down to bedrock this side, and it's going to be the only way to do it. So yeah, I'll be back anyway when I've dug the holes. Okay, so just set the second parameter. I've done the second one, and TechnoJot's just come online. Let's just get over here and get that in, get that running, and then we'll say hello back. So like so. And hopefully that's finished. We've got some decent stuff out of that as well. So let's just double check. And yeah, so that's down to, it's got bedrock in the middle, and that's got bedrock in the middle as well. I'm a little bit worried about that one. It's got a double layer of bedrock, and I'm kind of hoping that doesn't mess things up. So that's only got a single layer, so I'm kind of thinking that should be okay. I think actually what I am going to do is I'm just going to temporarily put a torch down there, because I don't want anything spawning down there. Let's just double check, and yeah, that'll be fine. And we'll do the same on, in fact, the other side. I don't think there was anything but bedrock down there, and obviously stuff can't spawn on bedrock. Oh no, there is, so fine, we'll put that there as well. But yeah, I am a little bit worried because this is a double layer. That might even be a triple layer. It is. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to set this side up first anyway. So I've marked the center points out and just want to grab any block. And I'm going to put that off to the side like so. Just jump on here and just basically get this up to the ceiling pretty much. And I just want it 1 block away because I want my power source on top. And what we're going to do then is we are going to grab our controller and we'll pop that there, and then we'll get rid of all of this. In fact, let's just jump on top and do it. In fact, we can't. So let's just get rid of that, and now we can jump on top and do it. Let's get rid of all that, and we'll get rid of the temple block that I put there as well, like so. And now, let's just see if this actually works. Apparently, all you've got to do is hold down the right shift, or the right mouse button, and it automatically builds it, which it is doing. I can see it doing it. And that is all very good. And it should tell me when it's completed. There we go. Multi-block assembly completed. So let's just have a look and see how much room we had to spare. Brilliant. So that's done. And obviously it hasn't got any power yet, but yeah, I think that is working because, again, I did read somewhere, if it doesn't work, if something that's obstructing the laser, it will still tell you that the multi-block is completed, but the actual laser itself will pulse. But it isn't doing that, so yeah, let's kind of say that is good. And then we're going to want something here so that we can capture the output, and we're going to want a power source. So I've got a couple of the advanced power cells, and I'm going to use those because they are linked directly to the solar array. So if you just type in advanced, type in, and use that one. Pop that there, and hopefully there we go. So that is presumably it's receiving power. It's still linked up. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not really sure how much it says on there actually how much power it does use, doesn't it? It'd probably be best if I actually was to read that. So energy buff 1000 RF, so that's its reserve, and then per duration it's going to take 160,000 RF. Wow, that is a lot, and it's going to take 400 ticks anyway. We're going to do something about that in a second, because the difference between these two, by the way, is when you put speed modifiers on, which I'm hoping I'm going to be able to make just to make this a little bit quicker. We're going to try to make the max of that just to get it down to 64 ticks, because obviously 400 is quite a lot. And to get the stuff, anyway, I'm just going to use a normal chest for now. And eventually I do want it linked up to the network, but it's not going to go directly into the network. The stuff from here, let's just put that there. Yeah, good. So it is collecting stuff, so I'm not sure how fast that's going to be. We'll check back in a second. But yeah, basically the stuff that comes through from this, I want to get it processed, and I think in between episodes, I am in between episodes going to build another room next door, and it's going to be a processing room. I'm just going to use a module, some remote storage, and I'm going to transfer it remotely across to that, as we've done in the past, and try to get all that processed up. And then once it's processed, we'll then link it back upstairs again. Now, I kind of should say at this point, really, that I'm not intending to use our mechanism setup for this. And in fact, I'm not intending to use the mechanism setup full stop anymore. That's now a done thing, really. And the reason for that is not because I don't like getting, four ingots for every piece of ore, because obviously I do. I don't really need it, but that's not really the reason. The kind of reason is because the version of mechanism that we've got currently in 1.10 is quite laggy on servers, and it reduces the server tick rate quite significantly, and enough that if everybody on the server was fully utilizing mechanism along with all of the sort of various pipes and that, I mean, we get a little bit of lag every now and then, and that's just because of how long the server's been running and, sort of how many people have got setups on here now. But if everybody had a full mechanism setup running, we would be in sort of pretty dire trouble by now, and it'd pretty much be impossible to record. So I'm going to go back to the old way of just filtering stuff into an alloy smelter. And in fact, I'm going to have a bank of alloy smelters just so that it works a little bit quicker. And okay, so we're only going to get doubling, but for the amount of stuff that we're eventually going to get once we update this to tier 4 will be quite sufficient. So as I say, for now, we've just got it set up like this. And yeah, so it is gradually getting some stuff. So yeah, we're getting a few of the ores, and we've got some ardite there. I didn't realise it's got the malachite as well. Excellent. So yeah, this really, really is good. So let's have a quick look at the upgrades. So I think if we just type in modifier, it's this one that we want. So the speed modifier. So we're going to need some more modifier cores. We're going to need... Okay, so that's slowed it down a little bit. Before we can get the speed modifiers, we are going to need some of this mica, or mica, however you want to pronounce it, which we can only get from the resource miner. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to nip off camera really quickly because you sort of see me set this one up, and this setup is going to be exactly the same. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to get this set up, obviously this time with the white lens, and we'll get that up and running, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so we've got the resource miner built, and it's actually been about 4 hours since the last cut. And yeah, the reason for doing that, obviously, I just wanted to give both of the miners a good chance to run for a while, just so that these chests were starting to fill up a little bit with some of the resources and materials. And yeah, they've done so. So yeah, we've got a good collection of stuff in here. More importantly, we've got a good collection of the mica. So I'm just going to grab that out because we're going to need that for the next bit for making the upgrades. Let's have a look over here as well. And incidentally, I'm only looking at these chests at the back because for some reason it just favours this one side. And there's some stuff in here as well because when I had the chest on the front, the wooden chest, I've just transferred all the stuff over to here. And there's some stuff in this front one as well because that was the first one that was there. And we've got a couple of bits of mica in there as well, so we'll grab that out as well. But yeah, so the ore miner has collected up, say, a decent amount of stuff, but we are definitely going to need to make some improvements to make that a little bit more meaningful. And what's this? Salt block. Pretty cool. Yeah, some good stuff in there. So anyway, don't know what happened there. Anyway, the upgrades then. So what we're going to need to do, and I think first of all, we'll make one of the accuracy modifiers and 3 of the speed modifiers for now. I think that's potentially, yeah, that's probably what I want to do. And then if we've got enough of the mica left over, then we'll make all of those speed upgrades over that side. And yeah, the reason for that is because if we actually look at the modifiers, the accuracy modifier, which is the one that basically aligns with the different lens colors just to make the most of those. That's probably not the best way to explain it, but it increases the chances in line with the lens color that you've got. So we've got white because white ties in with finding the mica, which is the most important thing for us at the moment. But it does cost a bit more, so that's why I'm only making one of those. So you need, wherever it's gone, I can't find it now. That's the speed one. Oh, there we go, the accuracy one. Yeah, so that takes 5 pieces of the mica, whereas the speed upgrade only takes 2. So yeah, that is the reason for doing that. So each one of those is going to require a modifier core anyway, so I'm just going to grab out the existing ones for a moment that we've got in there. And as I say, we can just quickly make some of those. So we want 3 of the speed. So let's grab 1, 2, and 3 of those. And then we want 1 of the accuracy. So let's just grab 1 of those. And yeah, going for our mica quite quickly. So let's pop the accuracy one in there. And then the speed ones in the remaining slots, like so. And I don't think that's enough in there, particularly on a tier 2 setup, for us to see that going up too fast. But let's just have a quick look and see if we can. Don't quite know why. Let's just put a load of rubbish in there just so I can actually press this button here. But yeah, I can't actually see it. Oh yeah, it is going up definitely a little bit quicker, but in order to see any difference, we'd have to leave it running for a while. And then over this side, let's just have a look. How much of this have I actually got left. So I've got enough to make another 4 speed upgrades. So I think that's what we'll do over this side. So we're not bothered about the accuracy, well, certainly not at the moment. And I'm just hoping, let's just get rid of that now. I'm just hoping that we've got enough of the other materials now, because we need gold and redstone. Let's just see how much we've got. So we've got enough to make 1. So we need some more. We need some more redstone blocks, and we're going to need some more gold blocks as well. So let's start off. Let's grab some gold blocks. We'll grab 8 of those, and the redstone. Need to grab some of that as well. And we've run out of. We have run out of redstone. How is that even possible? So it looks as though we might have to make some more redstone. So let's grab that, by the way, and then we'll make a couple more while we're at it, if that'll do. So yeah, let's pop that away. And now let's make some more redstone blocks. So I'll make another 16 of those. Now that hopefully should be enough. So we need another 3 of those. 1, 2, and 3, and there we go. So that's our 4 speed upgrades for this side. And just pop those in. As I say, I don't think visually you don't really, not really enough to see this going up too quickly. But yeah, it is definitely quicker. So the next thing, as I say, is going to be to obviously start, once we've sorted out the stories, to start getting the actual tiers up. So we're at tier 2 at the moment, and obviously the aim will be to get them ultimately to tier 4. But if we just go back into here, we'll choose the ore miner for now, and you can start to see the difference. So at tier 1, you need 24 blocks of the structure blocks and 20 of the machine bases, so on and so forth. And that quickly goes up 32, 16, and 4. And then by the time you get to tier 3, you're up to nearly a stack of structure blocks, nearly a stack of machine bases. But the good thing is that each tiered upgrade has more modifier cores. So in tier 3, you've got 8 of the modifier cores, and then in tier 4, you've got 12. Hence why in the final tier, you can get this right down to 4 ticks. So yeah, that will absolutely fly. And I think, yeah, the actual energy cost per duration, it does go down, but because it's going so quick, the overall energy used will be a lot more. So we may well have to make some sort of dedicated power just for these, because that does seem like quite a lot of power. And obviously now that we've got access to the Meeker, we can start to look at upgrading to the next level of solar array anyway, because that was one of the requirements for that upgrade as well, was the Meeker. So yeah, that is going to be it for this episode. And yeah, pretty pleased with how it's turned out actually. With a great new way of collecting resources. And once we've sorted the room out next door, we'll obviously be able to process those and get that all pumped back up into our system. And we haven't blown anything up. And it's all gone pretty well. So there's not been too many crazy moments. Well, certainly not on camera anyway. There might have been a few when I was doing my off-camera work. But yeah, really pleased with how it's gone. So yeah, if you've liked the video, then please, please, please hit that like button. And as always, guys, thanks ever so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.